Today we're going to talk about two verbs, and I often hear these verbs used, and I hear them used interchangeably. Like if you decide I want to use this verb with this pronoun or this verb with this pronoun, you can't use it interchangeably. It's a rule that goes why you use each one. So you use do when you use the pronoun I, you, we, and they. I do, you do, we do, they do. And you use the verb does when you say he does, she does, and it does. My little, I guess you could say, quick rule to remember is I remember that does ends in an S, so then that makes me think about she. And then if I know I use it with she, then I'll probably use it with he. Then I just throw it in there. So there's no really quick way to remember how to use all these other than just to practice on them. So let's look at our worksheet. Number one, do you say do or does?
Do.
Do you? Because we saw you, correct?
Yes.
Number two, Ramon. Does Ramon swim 40 laps in the pool every day or does?
Does.
Does, because that's a he, right? It's a name. David, does or do David travel to many different countries on his job?
Does.
Does. Nurses. Which one do you use with nurses?
Do, because it's multiple.
We use do. Do you say do nurses take care of patients in the hospital?
You can say do they.
No, I just did does because do don't sound right.
We're getting tricky here. Is do nurses take care of patients in the hospital, or do you say does nurses?
It's do
It sounds
because
like
you
it
can,
It's do.
you
It's
can
do.
put in they instead of nurses.
Exactly.
Wow.
You insert do. You insert they in place of nurses. Very good. Very good. Number five. We have you. So what are we going to use?
Do.
Do. And number six is tricky. It says your assistant always. Is it does or do?
Does.
Why?
Does
It's just one
she-
person.
You can say does she or he.
Very good. Number seven. Does it or do it snow in Hawaii?
Does.
It. We saw it, didn't it? Answer that question. Does it snow in Hawaii?
No.
No.
You
I think,
sure?
Yeah, it does.
You think it
barely
does?
snows, but
It snows, but it's not. It's very
it
rare.
doesn't stay.
Okay. Okay.
It just doesn't
And number eight. The Costellos always take their vacation in Miami. Does or do?
do.
Do.
They. The Costellos is they, right? Okay. Now at the bottom, here's how the bottom goes. We already have the verb. Now we need to decide. Number one. In an emergency, you what?
Don't.
You don't. Because we use don't just like we do. Because this is the negative. Don't is the negative of do. And the negative of does is what?
Doesn't.
Doesn't. Okay. So number one, in an emergency, you what?
Don't.
You don't. Number two, I doesn't or don't.
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 Don't know my account number. I say that all the time. Number three, the bank what?
Doesn't.
Does it because the bank is just one person in it. It's a it. Many students
Don't.
don't. We
Don't.
don't. Your last name
Doesn't.
doesn't. We.
Don't.
And number eight, Sharon and Ravij don't. Okay, so we know that most of the time we'll say you will use this verb with the singular and this verb with the plural. Do and doesn't, because this is plural, but these are singular, so it doesn't fit that mold at all. We just got to visually know. I just visually memorize doesn't, which is he, she, and it, and or uses does or doesn't. Okay. Any questions? You did good.